Welcome, excuse me, welcome back to another beautiful Friday here in Virginia. What are you doing sleeping out here in the weeds, kitty? The bugs have got to just be eating you alive. I don't know. It's about 4 o'clock on Friday, Labor Day weekend. I've freshened up all the straw over here today. I still gotta muck that, but I mucked that other thing out, and some of this I think is actually, it might actually break down and help things grow back. But then I mucked out that and put some fresh straw in there now. But even though that little house is empty, they still sleep in the tree. This little guy is as cute as can be still. They like the corn, that's for sure. Yes, I just haven't got to that yet, because if you see how this end of the fence is tied together, I need to go get another couple of these carabiners, which is how I have the fence tied together. But something happened to the one down there. I don't know where it went, but so I got that tied together with that for now, which is rather than try to. Anyway, this little guy, it's been a week. It has been 1 week. He's got all fresh hay in there, some fresh food, some fresh water. He's finally eating what I find to be an acceptable amount. But you could tell that for a week he was hungry. He's not crying like he was, so it worked out. But while I was in there today, I tried to pet him. Nothing, man. He just loses his shit and runs like 100 miles an hour in circles. I gotta move those rocking chairs over into here at some point. But I added another pole over there today, just to stabilize that fence for when he gets older, he's not able to get out. I might try tomorrow, stick him back over here and see what happens now that there's not any pigs in there. Because actually the black pig walked up the road. There's a nice young man that lives up there who's got cows and pigs and what have you. And that pig walked up the road today and made himself at home with their pigs, because there was no keeping him in here. And for the last 2 days, he'd been just walking up and down the road, which is not, I couldn't do anything about that. But he made himself at home with some other pigs. I don't think it'll be the last I'll see of him. He might actually wander back down the hill, because the gentleman up the hill actually has 2 female pigs, and that one's an intact male, and we spoke about it. I want to start over fresh with a baby pig. So at some point down the road in the spring, when I have something more pig appropriate built. But I know where they're at, and they're being well taken care of, and I will still help provide food and things just to keep the costs down for those animals, to try to be responsible for a commitment that I made that I clearly wasn't ready for. There's 3 minutes and 57 seconds of your life that you will never get back, but look at my goats. You gonna climb the tree, dude? He gets up here. I'm gonna see if I can't catch that at some point. He walks up that and stands up there. Like, it's kind of cute, actually. Do you guys remember these things? I bought all the propaganda that the 90s had to give me. And this is how I make my coffee. My coffee is sucking the main vein of the dick of the 90s. What was that? You just said something.
7, the perfect number.
So 7 cups of coffee.
Yep.
We live out here in the forest in this
shack.
Yeah, I guess we live out here in a hunting shack. We are not the we are definitely not the Kardashians, but I'm sure that at one point or another in our lives, we've both wiped our asses with playing cards. So I guess we could be the card ass Ians, maybe. Yeah, we've wiped our ass with playing cards. Sorry. No, I'm just. All right, so. Yeah, that's kind of where that starts. Oh.
That's going down that dirty road.
I don't care who you are. If you make it into the Dutch treat on the 4-lane in fucking Lee County, Virginia, and you can find the ends they sell like this for $2.25 before you can find me. If you can find that before I find it, I wish you the best of fucking luck. But I tell you what, homie.
The wife will almost come on camera for that shit.
There's nothing. There's nothing in the fucking world. There's nothing in the world that's like. Oh my God, dude. There's nothing in the world like that. It's not. The whole thought was that. I'm just trying to teach you my childhood like that. Your childhood was fucking delicious. Oh my God. Oh my God. All I have to do is eat this. And I've got the most beautiful woman in the world right over here washing dishes, though.
It's grateful.
Alright, so here I am. I'm even wearing these stupid fucking Bob Marley flip-flops. Because that's... My neighbors have dogs that fucking bark. And fuck those dogs. The more I clear, the more I hear my neighbor's dogs. And fuck my neighbor's dogs. Nobody understands what it's like to live out here. Wearing Bob Marley flip-flops. Filming my own reality TV show that nobody will ever watch, but like I'm at that point where I either need to just start filming myself, or the fuck is even happening? Some sort of large piece of fucking equipment. No. That's an Amish guy on a fucking tractor. Maybe that's the whole point of fucking living out here. Like, I'm out here in flip-flops, just walking out to see my goats. And there's Amish people with tractors. That's the whole fucking reason I'm here, man. If anybody could see fucking anything to do with my life, Jesus, I'm staring at myself in a camera. Well, if you ever want to figure out who you are as an individual, come out here. Tell you what, give me like 30 minutes of your fucking life with these goats. You'll be a new man. You'll be an absolutely new man. And there wouldn't even be a fucking... Oh, fuck. Sorry. These goats have just changed my life. Yes, they have. How are you, Brownie? Let me just put this camera down. I'm sorry, this is almost disrespectful to you to... Alright, hold on. Kitty, 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 kitty. Pooty, 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 pooty. Sorry, you guys. This kitty has just been around that much longer. You're beautiful in your own right. Carried that cat home, but sometimes you have to take it into consideration what you deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Nope.
You were laying on the floor.
No, I was next to the pantry.
You were laying on the floor.
No, I was next to the pantry.
You were laying
No,
on...
no, I was next to the pantry looking for tuna for Big Girl.
She's always looking for tuna.
For the cat.
That's fucking hilarious. Didn't nobody ever say nothing about that. But did they?
Out. No, dear. Watch the cats, because the little ones, no, the little one's like up her ass. Excuse my language, but look.
Yes.
Please check out the cats. For everyone's good.
I think something bit me in the ass with a... It's going to be the best video that we ever...
No. Please check out the cats, because he's on our... Look, he's doing the tightrope bird.
Oh, Jesus. Because nobody ever said anything twice, right? If I had to guess, this is Throw Mama versus... Throw Mama from the Train versus Cameron Diaz. If they met each other in Hollywood.
Oh, and big bitch leave. Sorry.
Well, welcome circa 1994, Cameron Diaz. That works. World don't need that cat no more. But this cat is getting a little antsy with the world around me. I don't know. It's my little piece of the world that I've made myself. I have an angry cat. Oh boy, talk about an impatient little cat. I take the lid off of the 5-gallon bucket where the food's at, and rather than wait for me to scoop it, fuck it, I'll just get in it. Oh, kitty. Get out of the food. Told you I'd find him up there. He goes even further up too, but I figured I was out here. My mother's messaging about digging up ferns and rose bushes from out here, like this whole hillside. That right there, that's all overgrown rose bush. And then I literally, you move down to where it's fully shaded, because this area gets sun, so that's where the roses are at. You move down there where it's fully shaded, and that whole hillside's covered in ferns. So, and I mean, I picked the ferns for goat treats. Like, yeah, come dig some up. Ferns everywhere. So we made a little detour. Look at the setting for this racetrack, man. Just can't even imagine if I had a farm and my neighbor bought dirt and built a racetrack next door. That would be like the coolest thing in the history of the world. But look at this setting. Alright, so the races got rained out, and we're trying to drive home in this shit. Might be a little much. We're gonna try to make it. Alright, so I haven't filmed anything in 2 days. I'll explain that in a minute. This is what I was worried about with these squash. Much like when I tried to grow them in Charleston, it's like a light switch flips. And you can see how those are all dying. You break open the stems and they're all hollow. There's some sort of a vine boring bug inside of it. If it's anything like the squash that I got in the bugs in Charleston, some sort of a moth lays its eggs down at the base, and then they eat their way through the plant inside out. So all of these plants that are sick, I've taken what fruit they've produced off of them, And it's not something that's contagious plant to plant. If the plant doesn't have it, the plant doesn't have it because the moth didn't lay its eggs on the plant. So I'm not worried about what's going on with that plant, say, affecting this one that's still good and healthy. However, it appears that the good majority of them are going to end up this way. That I don't know how to stop it either. Like, I'm sure there's some old farmer's method to figure out how to stop the moths from doing what they're doing. Like this plant, still got that squash on it, or pumpkin, whatever the hell it is. It's still healthy. So until it starts showing signs, there's another one right down there that's still on a healthy portion of the plant. The stalks are still okay, but the leaves are getting there. So maybe another day or so with these before I pull that squash out down there. You got to pull them before the bugs eat their way through down into the plant itself, which is shitty because there's a bunch of these plants, and I had a bunch of fruit growing on them. I picked 7 of them. Jesus, I actually see like 3 or 4 more that I need to pull out of here before the bugs get any further along. Let me do that, and then I'll talk to you about what I've been doing for the last 2 days. All right, so here's a better look at it from another angle. Here's one of the squash that I just picked. How you can tell that the worm hasn't made it into the squash itself. When you cut it, the stem is still solid. If you end up with this problem and you cut that and the stem is hollow, that means the bugs are inside of it. And you don't want to take it inside to the dry storage where you've got your other ones, because then they'll start eating the other ones. But like, it's literally overnight. Like this little guy down here, he's way not ripe enough to pick. But if you look at the leaves around it, if I don't, it's gonna get eaten from the inside out. So I'd rather a small squash than no squash at all. All right, so I got those picked and washed, drying on the counter. A couple of tomatoes that were ready to go as well. So for the last 2 days, I've been working on getting the 3 of our vehicles inspected. I got the white truck and the Subaru inspected yesterday, and I took the truck down there and had the guy take a look at the black truck and tell me what it was that I needed to do to make that state compliant, to get an inspection sticker there, to which I had to get up this morning and drive an hour and some change over to a town in Kentucky, and then stand around for 2 hours while they did 20 minutes worth of exhaust work. Took 2 hours. And then I went to the hardware store to get some trim boards for my bathroom while I was up there, the 84 lumber, so I can start trimming the edges inside of the bathroom. We've decided that we're not going to blow that wall out, at least not this year, and expand that shower. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim around the edges and then paint in the bathroom. So I got the boards to trim there. But then I brought the black truck back today and got it state inspection. It's process. So all 3 of our cars are good for the next year. They've got current Virginia tags and current inspections and insurance, and boy, oh boy, all the little things that you got to do to be compliant in a blue state, right? Anyway, I'll check back with you. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of my afternoon. It's already almost 3 o'clock. Like, I came home, I ate lunch, I fed the goats, and it's now like 3 o'clock, so I've been gone all day. And then yesterday, I don't even know if I want to talk about what happened last night. The boy pig got out and went the other direction. He was chasing people's cows around. Animal control showed up at the house. Long story short, we spent 3 hours chasing that guy around. And the Amish are eating that animal today. So that's what he was for. He just didn't want to be caught. So that was a whole experience that I had not gone through for quite a many a moon. Won't get into too much detail with it, other than I lent an Amish woman my KitchenAid mixer and my meat grinder, and he will no longer be a nuisance to anybody's cattle. Yeah, but if you ask the bitchy women on the internet, one in particular who's from Australia, who thinks she knows everything about everything, I'm not doing it right. That animal ended up at his ultimate goal. It's an Amish family that has 6 children. 2 groups of 3 men over the course of like 6 hours combined between us could not catch that animal. So it caught a bullet. Sorry, folks. You give me a pig like that, and that's how it ends up. Can't help it. So the Amish are eating bacon. All right, so you got to excuse the clutter, because this right here is literally going to be the last room that I get to. You guys are going to be watching this on Friday, September 10th, or potentially through the weekend. Saturday is the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and forgive me for being a doomsday prepper. All this down there, those are all tomatoes and jam and what have you that I have canned, and a bunch of other stuff that, like, are you even ready for the 20-year anniversary of 9/11 in the event some shit happens and the supply chain gets interrupted? Water, Gatorade coffee, you know. And you come look over here, just about full. Got a case of liquor just in case. Sodas, coffee, hot chocolate, more nonsense. There's my dry food storage that is completely full, including my squashes. Can't go wrong with those. It's funny, I made a order from Amazon, and I ordered a mixed batch of bags, and they sent teriyaki. And the wife went and figured out, well, you can keep the teriyaki, and they're going to send the correct out. But this is, I mean, this is full all the way down to the bottom. Life cereal, easy risotto. I mean, who can go wrong with Doritos or Sun Chips or Salsitas? Over here, let me show you my next little spot. Now, mind you, I still got some stuff coming in the mail, but I keep forgetting I got these, man. God damn it. I need to set a pack of those on the counter. Eat that in the morning, jalapeno cheddar grits. But this is just as full as the rest of it. Because, yeah, you never know. Living out here in the woods, you may, but then you end up with all this waste. And there is no recycling option here in Lee County. My salad is growing, the salad in the yard is growing. And let me show you what I've been doing in my bathroom today. Alright, so the bathroom got a fresh coat of paint today. I'm in the market for a light fixture, but I've yet to figure out the correct light fixture. You know, it's not cut across at the top or anything, because I've got trim boards that are in stain outside that are about halfway done. But it got a fresh coat of white paint today, and I've got all the boards cut, and I've got about half of them stained. I can take you out there and show you those, but that was a job all in itself. Right, so I got about half, well, I got two more to stain to do the upper portion of it. These are the boards that I could find that were a reasonable price. Like everybody who sells trim boards around these parts, they're all plastic, and I wanted wood because I don't have a nail gun or a high-powered, high-velocity staple gun that would do such a thing. So these boards are going to go up against that white paint. You're not going to see that in this video. If you want to see that, you got to check back next week, provided the world hasn't ended yet. But yeah, let me flip this thing around real quick and wrap this video up. It's all the time that I've got for this week. A long, busy day of painting bathrooms and what have you. But that's all the time that I've got for this week. I got to get this video processing and uploading so that you can see it tomorrow morning. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, you could even go tell me to fuck myself in the comments, because there's quite a few of you who actually do. I'm in desperate need of a shower. It's still hot here in Virginia. Peace out, man. See you next week.